Now we're going to talk about planning your site. Yeah, we're in Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver is a tool, but before you do anything in Dreamweaver, you really want to have a good plan as far as what you're going to do with the site. And we're going to talk about something that they don't tell you about web design. And you're going to do work for people. You're going to be doing work for yourself. And the fact of the matter about web design is it's a lot of damn work. I mean, it's time consuming, and you really, one little change to a site can really mess everything all up. Because what happens is you get into it, you change your mind, or you have the client out there that's paying you money to do it. However you're going to get that done, they change their minds, and then Google, you're worried about Google and where your page shows up in the search engine, they change their mind. So my suggestion to you is, before you get started, get on the internet and look around and see what other people are doing with websites. Find 20, 30 websites, and then whittle it down to 10 websites that you like, and then whittle that down to like 5 websites that you like, and decide, I kind of like this, but I don't like that. I kind of like this, but I don't like that, and come up with a style that you can work with. And as you're planning ahead, always think about SEO, of course, search engine optimization. And because your images and your text, all that kind of stuff, you want to prepare it so that it shows up in the search engines. Because we're trying to promote something, we're trying to maybe make some money, and we want to plan ahead on how that 1-page site, that 5-page site, that 30-page site, that 100-page site, how are people going to search for it? What words are they going to look for so that you can plan on coming up on that page 1 on Google or Bing or whatever search engine that you're working on. So my suggestion to you is, make a big mess on a piece of paper. Yep, get a piece of paper out and just make a big mess. I call it brainstorming. And in this brainstorming session, you want to think about your words that you're going to use, the images that you're going to use, any forms that you're going to have, or people going to have to log in to get to the site. Think about all of those things up front, and as you organize, think to yourself, where is all of that stuff going to go? And start thinking about your file structure, what folders your images are going to go in. Are you going to have folders with images and then image folders with sub-image folders and different pages that will have different names and all that kind of stuff? And of course, something very important, you're going to do a lot of work and back up all of your stuff. We all know how that goes. Back it up. Now, when I talk about brainstorming, with these concepts right here, I suggest you get out a piece of paper. I'm going to tell you, this is something no one ever follows my instructions on. So, join the club, but I suggest to everyone that you get a piece of paper and just scribble out where everything's going to go. Figure out what kind of, are you going to have a header and a footer, or are you going to have a sidebar over here? You're going to have a sidebar on the left, sidebar on the right, content in the middle, header, footer. How is all of that going to play out? And because what it comes down to is when you get really getting down into the work of all of this, it's all about sizes. Think sizes. Think the width and height of everything that's going to go on that page. And it's a different way of thinking because you want to think width and height in pixels. And we do have a video in this series in working with ems, which is a very mysterious term for everyone who is not from the world of print. And even if you're from the world of print, ems take on a whole new meaning when it comes to web design. But if you don't want to go down ems route, then working with pixel dimensions, width and height, that will do you just fine. But I tell you what, this is all about a lot of work and just getting out that pad and paper and scribbling out some notes for hours and hours and hours and refining those notes for hours and hours and hours will make your experience through this process a lot more productive.